President Bongbong Marcos's next press secretary will likely be named next week. The president says 3 names are now being vetted for the post. 6 out of 10 Filipinos are concerned about rising inflation as higher commodity prices affect their purchasing power. And the national government assures continued support for the family of slain radio broadcaster Percy Lapid. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's a roundup of stories we're watching now. I'm Maricel Halili. Inflation hit a 4-year high in September at 6.9%, putting some more stress on consumers' wallets. Shale Francisco with a story.
After earning 1,200 pesos from an 8-hour shift, this is what's left from Ramil's income after spending on food and gasoline as a taxi driver. He says he isn't able to save up due to high prices of commodities and education costs for his 2 children.
Kahit anong sigurong sipag, hindi na obra. Kasi sa taas ng bilhin, wala na po, hindi na makakaipon. Gusto ko nga sanang may pag-ipon, maghulog sana ako ng isang daan bawat araw, pero hindi ko na nahulugan.
In September, inflation rose to 6.9%, the highest since September to October of 2018. Apart from higher commodity prices, the Philippine peso also continues to depreciate.
Binibili natin yun sa US dollar. So yung pump prices, gasoline and diesel, ito ay unang napektuhan. Plus, of course, magkakaroon ito ng impact sa transport. Nakikita rin namin na nagkakaroon sila ng mga spillover effects sa iba pang mga subgroups, particular nga yung pagkain.
Economists say inflation could still go higher above 7% in the next 2 months, as the impact of Super Typhoon Carding and fare hikes were not yet factored in.
Yun yung medyo masaklap dun. Hindi lang siya price shock, kumbaga medyo matagal na siyang nandito. So, aside from mataas na po yung presyo na let's say ng pump prices, kumbaga nahawa na ang ibang produkto. Kung ganun po, usually nangyayari, mabagal po yung pagbaba ng inflation eventually.
Due to rising inflation, some Filipinos have started spending part of their savings.
Kasi nga walang trabaho. So bumababa na yung savings. And now we run into high inflation. It's going to be a very challenging time for the economy. As consumers as well, we can look for other avenues to cut back and maybe save for a rainy day. And ito na talaga ang pinaka-rainy day siguro.
Despite this, financial advocates say it is still possible to save up even with the Christmas fast approaching. For one, plan trips and walk to your destinations if possible to save up on fuel. You can also try to limit eating out and instead eat at home more often. Another advice is to opt for cheaper substitutes and groceries and other expenses.
It will go a long way for any individual. Kailangan mag-konting belt tightening. It's really a discipline of making the right choices of spending. So you just need to differentiate between needs and wants. Kailangan talagang may determination ka para ma-ensure mo na makakapag-save ka.
But for those who are still tight on budget despite tightening their belts, financial advocates advise to look for more sources of income. Shaila Francisco, WR1 News.
6 out of 10 Filipinos are concerned about rising prices of commodities, according to the latest Pulse Asia survey. 66% of survey respondents identified inflation as the most urgent national concern. This is followed by concerns on salary, employment opportunities, and poverty reduction. Only 2 out of 10 Filipinos, meanwhile, are concerned about fighting graft and corruption. Inflation remained elevated in September at 6.9% on the back of high prices of food and utilities. More stories after this break. Stay with us. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Maricel Halili. Filipino domestic workers in Hong Kong will be getting a monthly salary hike equivalent to 750 pesos. Migrant Workers Chief Susan Oples said the pay hike took effect this month after a 2-year wage freeze due to the pandemic. With this, Filipino domestic helpers in the territory will get a basic monthly pay of around 35,000 pesos. The Hong Kong government said it is also raising the minimum wage and food allowance for foreign domestic workers. The Philippine National Police has retrieved footage on the murder of radio broadcaster Percy Lapid. Justin Punsalang with the story.
The dashcam footage from the vehicle of slain broadcaster Percy Lapid was released. In the footage, 2 assailants on board a motorcycle were seen tailing Lapid. A little later, they disappeared from the footage. It was then followed by a series of gunshots. The gunmen took a U-turn to flee from the scene. Lapid's vehicle, meanwhile, hit the car in front several times. Authorities are in the process of identifying the 2 suspects. Aside from the dashcam, authorities also obtained CCTV footages that could help in their investigation.
Kahapon po, nakakuha na po tayo ng mga karagdagang CCTV footages na kung saan pinapagtagpi-tagpi natin kung itong ating suspect ay yung nakita natin dito sa CCTV footage. Kailangan po kasi ng enhancement dito ng ating anti-cybercrime group. So, in a few days siguro sa mga susunod na araw, medyo maganda po yung maging development.
Currently, the police is conducting digital forensics on Lapid's phone. They are also cross-matching bullet slugs recovered from the crime scene. The National Bureau of Investigation will also conduct a parallel investigation on Lapid's killing. This morning, Executive Secretary Lucas Bersamin and Senior Deputy Executive Secretary Hubert Guevara visited Lapid's wake. They vowed to get to the bottom of the incident. President Bongbong Marcos also expressed concern on media security after the shooting.
Inassure po ng ating Executive Secretary Bersamin sa kautusan po ng ating Pangulong Bongbong Marcos na ibigay po lahat ng suporta na kailangan ng pamilya. Lalong-lalo na po ang ating kapulisan na i-secure po sila at isolve po itong kasong ito.
For News 5, Justine Punsalang, we are One News.
Here's a quick look at today's other top stories. President Bongbong Marcos says that the short list for the press secretary position is now down to 3. The president said that he is looking someone experienced in media. The announcement will likely be released next week. Unemployment slightly rose to 5.3% in August, up from 5.2% in July. The latest figure translates to around 2.68 million jobless Filipinos. The Taguig City Police has dismissed claims of unreported crimes in Bonifacio Global City. Authorities said these claims on social media are malicious and have not been verified. The Taguig City Police said they are in talks with establishments in the business district. For more updates, visit News 5, the Philippine Star, and Business World Online. Visit our website, onenews.ph, for more in-depth analysis. You can also catch One News on the Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Maricel Halili. We are One News.